Good evening, everybody. Hope you're having a great day slash night. I am Silver Surge, your host of the Silver Surge Sports Enthusiast Pop Culture channel. It is Wednesday evening, and that means I'm going to be bringing to you another exciting episode of my channel. And tonight I'll be featuring some Arizona Cardinals merchandise as part of my rotation. And I'm choosing to highlight one player in specific, and that will be Larry Fitzgerald, veteran wide receiver and face of the franchise of the Arizona Cardinals. The reason I'm choosing Larry is because I have three items to share with you tonight, and two of those three completely relate to Larry. So there's no reason to not talk about him, I guess, because they are directly involved with him. So anyway, that's a little pre-scoop of what we have in store for you tonight. So anywho, let me get started. The first piece I have to share with you was a piece given to me for Christmas like 3 or 4 years ago. One of my closer friends, his name's Michael Workman. I've known him since high school. He's a long time friend of mine. He got me an Arizona Cardinals Funko Pop, and it's of surprise Larry Fitzgerald. And so he ended up getting that for me for Christmas, and it was really cool because I ended up being a big Funko Pop collector for the longest time, for several years, and ended up having to put a kibosh on it because it became a very expensive hobby, as is my sports collecting hobby. So I had to give up one or the other, and I was not about to give up my sports. So I ended up stopping cold turkey buying Funko Pops. But this is my only sports Funko that I own, and I ended up buying like 25 before I finally quit. So I really like this piece for obvious reasons. It's an Arizona Cardinals pop. It's Larry Fitzgerald. It's got his dreadlocks in the back. You can kind of see him. And then he's wearing his Cardinal helmet. He's got his gridiron on. He's got his face paint on. And it's an official NFL licensed product. And this was part of a beginning wave of NFL pops. They have tons of them now, but part of the first wave highlighted players like Larry, of course, and then you had Dez Bryant, you had Calvin Johnson, Adrian Peterson, Andrew Luck, Aaron Rodgers, J.J. Watt, DeMarcus Ware, Colin Kaepernick, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Marshawn Lynch, and Russell Wilson. Those were just a few names to name off. There's a lot more on this box that were featured in their first wave, but it's cool to have Larry as one of the very first NFL pops that were presented by manufactured by Funko, the company. Unfortunately, it's still to this day, after like 3 or 4 waves of sports pop, the only Arizona Cardinals pop that exists. The Funko company is located in Seattle, Washington, and obviously they are very biased towards the Seahawks. So every year they're making tons of new Seahawk pops and different Russell Wilson pops, and they had Richard Sherman, and they have a couple other receivers. And they need to stop being biased towards the Cardinals and start making some more Arizona Cardinals pops. I'd love to see like a Patrick Peterson or a David Johnson pop, or even honestly another defensive player like Chandler Jones would be kind of cool, or Dan Buchanan would be kind of cool. Now we have Buda Baker. They should have made a Honey Badger Tyrann Mathieu one, but now he doesn't play for us anymore. So watch them make one for him now that he's on the Houston Texans on a 1-year deal. But yeah, what's she gonna do? So anyway, yeah. So this is the Larry Pop that my friend got me, and like I said, I love it because it's my only sports pop, and it's an Arizona pop, so it's really special to me. It says Larry Fitzgerald on the side, and I have never taken this out of the box, so it will probably forever remain in this box, and hopefully I can get it signed at some point, because I'm pretty sure this is Larry's last year with the Cardinals before he's gonna hang up the cleats. I could be wrong because we keep speculating every season if he's going to retire, but I really do have a gut feeling this is his last year. So if I could somehow get him to sign this, that'd be cool. Have like Larry 11 on it or something. So it doesn't have to be his full signature, but just having a Larry Fitzgerald signature on my pop would be really special. So consider it on my to-do list before I, skedaddle from the desert. So piece number two will be not Larry Fitzgerald related, but it's going to be a Larry Fitzgerald sandwich. The first piece is Larry, the second piece is not, and the third piece is. So piece number two, in case you haven't guessed it, is this hat I'm wearing. This is the 2015 Arizona Cardinals NFC West Division Champions hat. And this hat's very special to me because it brings fond memories of that season. Carson Palmer was quarterbacking us that year. Obviously, he was for a good handful of seasons. It was like 4 or 5 years, but he stayed healthy all season, and the Cardinals had their best record in franchise history. Arizona went on to win 13 games. They had a 13-3 record. They got a first round bye, and they made it all the way to the NFC Championship before falling to the Carolina Panthers in Charlotte. Unfortunately, they didn't go all the way to the Super Bowl, but it was a fantastic run, and it was a really exciting year for me as a Cardinals fan. And 2 games I ended up going to this season specifically were their 2 primetime games. The first one was against the Baltimore Ravens, and I believe that's when we still had running back Chris Johnson, and he had a humongous run that he broke open for like 70 yards, I think, and he scored a touchdown against the Ravens on Monday night. So that was fun to watch in person. That was live because he ended up scoring that touchdown on my side of the stadium that I was sitting, and it was really exciting. And I had never been to a Monday Night Football game before, so yeah, so it was fun to see the Cardinals upend Joe Flacco and the Ravens, and we beat Baltimore. I think it was like 26 to like 18 or something like that. It was a weird score. It was a wacky score, but we won, and that's all that matters. So we beat the Baltimore Ravens, and I got to notch in my first primetime victory. And then the second game we went to was that same year against the Cincinnati Bengals. And that was a really cool storyline because Carson had played, I think, for 6 or 7 years with the Cincinnati Bengals. And they're the ones who drafted him. He had most of his career was with Cincinnati. So it was kind of a fun little, former face of franchise versus his old team. So it was exciting to see Carson and company take on the Cincinnati Bengals. And now they're led by quarterback Andy Dalton, and he's been their quarterback for a good 3 or 4 years now. But it was an exciting game because the Cardinals and Bengals were really good that season, and the Cardinals ended up toppling Cincinnati 34-31 in the waning moments off of a field goal, I believe, from Chandler Catanzaro, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a thrilling finish, and I really, really enjoyed that game. It was a Sunday Night Football game. It was originally supposed to be a regular game, but it got flexed to prime time. So I ended up getting two prime time games that season for me to see, and I really, really enjoyed that. So that was a fond memory, and one reason why I got this hat, because I wanted to remember those games and that special year that we had. So as you can see, I barely wear this hat. I still have the original stickers on it. I just don't wear this hat. It's just a collectible, but it's a fond memory because I said the Cardinals have not won their division very much. They've won it, I think, 3 times. I want to say three NFC West Division championships, if I remember, since they've left the NFC East back in like 01. So it's a really cool hat to have because this highlights their best ever season. So anyway, that's without rambling too much longer on the hat, I'll move on. So the third and final piece I have is Arizona Cardinals piece of merchandise signed by Larry Fitzgerald, and this is a miniature Arizona Cardinals helmet. I have many of them. I have like 4, and this one was signed by Larry, and this is his full signature, not just Larry 11. He has 2 separate signatures, the full one and the Larry 11. This one costs a lot more, so it's really cool to have his full signature inside this little plastic display case and this little mini helmet. It comes with an autographed ticket because I did buy this from my buddy Aaron from that sports shop I always talk about, Free Agent Sports. And this was actually one of the very first pieces I ever bought from Aaron. And it was before we really became, friends because I had been going to him all the time. So this was a really, really neat piece and probably my favorite Arizona Cardinals signature that I own because it's Larry and because it's his full autograph. And also, this doesn't come with a certificate of authenticity, but you don't need one when you have a little extra perk that comes with this case. It came with a photograph of Larry himself signing this exact helmet. So I think that's all the proof you need, and I think that's phenomenal that Aaron was able to include that little picture in this little case with the helmet. And the signature is very clean and very legible, and it just looks really, really good. So yeah, so this is my little gem in my Cardinal collection of autographs. So I really love this piece, and I look at it often, and it will probably go up in value, like I said, with the Fitz Pop once he retires. So not that I'm ready for that. Hope he plays 2 or 3 more seasons, although that's probably not realistic. But anyway, that's besides the point. The point is this is a really awesome piece, and it's really really awesome to share this with you guys. So yeah, so to little quick recap. The cap, the Larry Fitzgerald, the Larry Fitzgerald helmet's right over here. The Arizona Cardinals Division Championship from 2015 had I'm wearing, and then the Arizona Cardinals Larry Fitzgerald Funko Pop. So that's all 3 of my items in one. And yeah, that pretty much concludes this video for the evening. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me banter, as I always do in every single video. If you liked my video, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button at the very bottom of this page. I would really appreciate that. You know, any questions, concerns, comments are always appreciated. I love suggestions. I love the feedback. So don't be shy. And other than that, guys, again, thank you for watching so much. I really do appreciate it. And you have a great rest of your night. And I will see you all next time. So God bless, take care, and go Cardinals.